Hey everyone, I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while and I feel like now is the perfect timing, especially since my previous video was about my investment property. So first of all, I just want to say why 50k, and that's because that's the amount of money I use to buy this current house that I'm living in. And also at that time, when I just started working as a nurse, I think my salary was almost 50,000 after tax, and so I save about 50% of my salary. So without further ado, here's the video of how I save 50k in 2 years. And also I just want to say that you might hear my puppy in the background. I let her in the lounge because if I just keep her in the kitchen, she'll make so much more noise. So you might see her once in a while. The first thing that really saved me a lot of money was my rent. So when I started living here, I actually lived in this tiny ass room. It had only space for a single bed. I had like a tiny desk and it had this built-in wardrobe. So it actually wasn't that bad. But my friend actually joked that I lived in a closet, which is, there's some truth to it, because you know how people with big houses and they have this big closets, and some of those closets were bigger than my room. But I didn't mind at all, because not only was I saving heaps of money, but the location was really good for me because it was only like a 5-minute walk to the hospital, and so I also save money on transport. Rent in Newtown, in that area, if you live in a decent sized room, warm house, double glazed windows, which I didn't have at all, it would be around maybe 250 a week, but I was only paying 100 a week, and so I was saving over 7,000 in that year. The second thing is that I'm not a big spender and I live way below my means. Even though I could afford it, I never bought a fancy car or fancy clothes, and I don't keep up with the latest technology. One good example would be iPhones. Like, I do love the Apple technology, and so I have an iPhone, and I keep my iPhone for 5 to 6 years because I know how expensive an iPhone can get. It's like $1,000 here in New Zealand, or over $1,000, especially the latest model, and I just really can't justify to myself why I would change my iPhone every 2 years just to keep up with technology. Another good example would be my smartwatch. Maybe an Apple Watch these days, brand new, would cost maybe $700, and I bought this for $50. And it has all the basics that I need actually. I monitor my heart rate, my steps, I log in my workout. It has other features that I don't use, like checking the weather or the alarm, or you can control your music through here. I'm sure an Apple iWatch has way more fancy features, but I just need the basics, and so like this is what I bought. Of course, there are times when I'm just tempted to just buy whatever I want, but from experience I find that if I do that, I end up with something that I don't actually need, or I don't use as much as I thought I would. And so now if I need something expensive, I think about it long and hard, and I also research ways to buy it cheaper, just like this watch. Next thing I want to talk about is I don't have personal debt at all, aside from the house, of course, and I avoid debt at all costs. I guess this is related to what I previously said, because I live way below my means. There's no reason for me to take out personal loans. And my rule of thumb, if I need to buy something expensive, is that I need to have the money saved up threefold. Like, for example, I need a new iPhone. Let's say an iPhone is $1,000, so I need at least $3,000 or more before I could buy that expensive item. Sorry, like my puppy is distracting me so much. So having a rule and doing it this way just makes sure that I have emergency money saved up. So in case I need cash real quick, I just take it from my savings and not take out a personal loan, especially knowing how personal loans interest rates can get real high. Here in New Zealand, it can be as high as 9 to 20% depending on your credit score. So you'll actually spend a lot of money paying off that loan, including the interest. So my biggest purchase would be my car. I bought it ages ago. I have a reliable economic car and I paid for this in cash, and that way I didn't have to pay any interest at all. The next thing I want to talk about are subscriptions. So I don't have any subscriptions whatsoever. So I worked out at home. I use the free version of Spotify. I don't have any magazine or Lotto subscriptions. You get the picture. Some people might think that this is extremely frugal because it's only $7 here or $10 there. But the way I see this is that if you add up all the costs of your subscriptions in a year, it's actually hundreds of dollars, and that's a lot of money for me. But also, of course, you don't have to live like this for the rest of your life, and it's only until like you've reached your financial goals that you live a certain way. Of course, like you have to sacrifice something, right? For me, the one thing that changed is that I now have a gym membership that I actually use, and I'm not only donating to the gym, I actually use it, and it's not a lot of money because it's my hospital gym and it's only like $7 a week. Coco! Last but not the least is that I became a conscious consumer, and this just means that I only buy the things that I actually need. Of course, there was a time in my life wherein I would go to the mall, walk aimlessly, and buy something that attracted me. And it's actually quite ironic because I did most of this while I was living in the Philippines and I wasn't earning much, and now that I actually can buy most things, I don't do this anymore. And the biggest reason is that it breaks my heart that we as human beings, we produce so much rubbish, and it hurts the environment, it hurts our resources. I hate that we live in this consumerist society wherein companies tell us that we need to buy, and that you don't need to repeat the same outfit every season. It just doesn't make sense to me. So a few years ago, I actually challenged myself not to go shopping for one whole year. So no new clothes, shoes, bags. I didn't even buy socks. And it actually was easy, surprisingly, because I'm sure you're the same as me. You already have everything that you need in your house right now, and you don't actually need like new things, and you can go for one whole year with no shopping. And I actually had this conversation with my friends a while back, and they say that they spend around $2,000 a year on like new outfits. And so being a conscious consumer, even though like my biggest motivation was for the environment, it now saves me a lot of money, thousands of dollars every year. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thanks for spending your time with me. If you click on this video because you want to save money, I hope you learned something from this, and I just want to say good luck. I hope you reach your financial goals. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, leave me a like, leave me a comment, leave a like for Coco. I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Say goodbye to Coco!
You can't wait on other people to be what you've been called to be. You can't wait on their affirmation. You can't wait on their approval. You can't wait on their support. Sometimes you just got to run and look behind you and say, everybody who wants to run, run, but I can't stop running because you're not running with me. Listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing your dreams.